and his young son stand on a wooden pier at the edge of the Alaskan coast, the gray water below them cold and still. The man pulls his empty line from the water and turns to leave, but the boy's rod bends hard toward the surface. They both grab it and pull, expecting a fish, but what comes up from the dark water is something else entirely. A severed cow's head swings over the edge of the pier, dripping and heavy, and neither of them can explain how it got there. The boy raises his hand and points out toward the open ocean, where the sky has turned the color of ash. A colossal fin breaks the surface and cuts toward the shore with a speed that does not belong to anything living. The creature launches itself fully out of the water and lands on the beach, but it does not stop. It pushes its body forward into the sand and disappears beneath the ground, moving like it is still underwater. From the air, a long trench tears open across the coastline and races inland toward the city, splitting the earth apart with every yard it covers. 3 days earlier, deep beneath Kodiak Island, a man named Harlan leads a group of investors through the glass corridors of a federal deep-sea research facility. He walks with total confidence, gesturing at the enormous aquarium that lines the corridor walls, where dark water holds something massive just beyond the edge of the light. A shadow drifts past the glass and the investors step back, but Harlan does not flinch. In the control room, a man named Cole is asleep in a chair until his brother Derek shakes him awake. Cole stands unsteadily and picks up a live fish, walking toward the open water hatch at the center of the lab floor. He drops into the dark water without hesitation, and moments later the shark explodes upward through the hatch, massive and close, sending the investors stumbling backward. A little girl named Lily claps and laughs while everyone else freezes in shock. Harlan watches from the side with calm, calculating eyes, then turns and walks away down the corridor. Dr. Reyes, the lead scientist, sits at her workstation and studies the data on her monitor, and what she finds there makes her go still. That night, a robotic arm extends through the dark water of the aquarium and injects a glowing compound directly into the shark's flank. The scientists celebrate on their monitors as the fusion reads as a success, but inside the tank, the shark's eye opens slowly, and its iris burns a deep, unnatural red. An alarm fires. A technician ends his video call and spins to face the main monitors. The lab fills with scientists. Dr. Reyes opens her monitoring case and sends a signal pulse toward the hatch, trying to read the animal's vitals. The readings normalize too fast, far too fast, and she does not have time to warn anyone before the shark erupts through the hatch and drags one of the scientists straight into the dark water. The hatch slams shut. Everyone backs away from the glass. Dr. Reyes explains that the genetic modification used earthworm DNA, which is why the creature can move through soil, and that it is not attacking out of aggression but out of biological drive, because it is preparing to give birth. The aquarium wall cracks from bottom to top in a single slow second. The glass shatters and the lab floods in an instant, chest-high water sweeping instruments and people off their feet. Cole surfaces and raises his fist, signaling everyone to go silent and still. The shark's fin breaks the water between the survivors, slow and deliberate. A scientist slips and falls, and the fin pivots and accelerates instantly. Cole dives under, finds a locked equipment pod, breaks the glass cover, and pulls out a tranquilizer rifle. He surfaces and fires, hitting the shark in the flank. He signals everyone toward the ceiling escape hatch. Jenna moves through the water with a wound on her arm, and the blood spreads in a thin red cloud. The shark wakes. It takes Jenna and turns on the others, and Dr. Penn shoves a colleague aside to reach the ladder first. Dr. Reyes reaches the hatch keypad and punches in the code, but water damage has killed the lock. Cole finds 2 live cables hanging from a broken panel, drives them into the shark's mouth as it lunges, and the creature convulses and retreats. He surfaces and waves everyone toward a second hatch in the ceiling further down the corridor. They emerge from the escape hatch into the Alaskan forest above the facility, gasping on the cold ground. The earth around them is already split open in long, parallel trenches. Dr. Reyes sees a crack running directly toward Lily's playground in the distance and starts running. Cole reaches Lily just as the swing set collapses into the earth, scoops her off the ground mid-stride, and keeps running. A man named Ross falls at the back of the group and someone reaches for his hand, but the earth takes him completely. Cole lures the shark to the edge of a forest ravine, and its momentum carries it over, trapping it in the small body of water at the bottom. They rest at the edge, and Dr. Reyes studies the monitoring device, her expression shifting from relief to concern. She turns to Cole and holds the device out toward the ravine, making clear that the creature is not just hunting. It is looking for somewhere to give birth. Dr. Penn points at the injured man in the group and gestures for them to leave him behind. Cole steps between them. The shark finds them anyway and takes the injured man, and the group scatters across the open forest. Dr. Penn and Lily run into an open field and Penn trips and falls. Lily doubles back to help him and Penn shoves her aside and scrambles away alone. The shark erupts from the earth and follows Penn, not Lily, because he is bleeding, and it ends him fast. Armed trucks arrive and operatives open fire, and Harlan steps out of the lead vehicle and lifts Lily into his arms. Cole finds a grenade launcher in the back of one of the trucks and fires, staggering the creature, but Harlan grabs the barrel before he can fire again and the shark escapes underground. Harlan raises a pistol and points it at Dr. Reyes, and Derek places his hand on Cole's chest and nods slowly, accepting the terms for both of them. Out on the open water, Cole and Dr. Reyes stand at the bow of a research vessel, watching the wreckage of destroyed fishing boats drifting past in the cold gray sea. Derek rigs a large fish to a line and casts it into the water with the confidence of a man who has a theory. The line goes taut instantly and the entire vessel lurches sideways. Derek is pulled off the deck into the ocean. Dr. Reyes loses her balance and strikes her head on the railing and goes down. The shark hits the side of the boat, and Cole is thrown onto the rocky shore. The vessel is dragged into a cave cut into the coastal cliff. Dr. Reyes wakes inside the cave alone, finds the monitoring device, moves toward a sliver of light from a crack in the ceiling and gets a signal out. She steps back into the darkness and the shark is right behind her, but Harlan's operatives burst in and drop it with electric weapons before it can reach her. Harlan crouches over the stunned creature and touches its flank with something close to reverence, then stands and raises his pistol toward Cole and Dr. Reyes, no longer needing them alive. The shark wakes and takes Harlan in a single motion and the pistol hits the cave floor. Cole and Dr. Reyes run out of the cave into the forest as the operatives scatter. Gas grenades roll across the forest floor and burst into white clouds, and the shark moves through the smoke by vibration alone, taking the operatives one by one. Cole activates the monitoring device and runs in the opposite direction from Dr. Reyes, drawing the creature toward himself across an open field. The shark bursts up from behind and knocks Cole forward, and the device spins across the mud. Dr. Reyes picks it up and stands in the open, holding it above her head, and the earth races toward her. At the last second, she hurls the device straight up into the air. The shark leaps out of the ground, mouth open, and swallows it whole, but the jump is too high and Cole cannot get a clean shot. The creature lands and turns back toward Dr. Reyes, and the earth tears open again between them. Derek steps out of the tree line holding a large fish above his head and throws it into a high arc directly above the incoming trench. The shark erupts below the fish at the perfect height and opens its jaws, and Cole fires directly into its mouth, and the creature convulses in midair and comes down hard and does not move again.